Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for the Divine Feminine on her spiritual journey. When I say her, you can be a he as well. It's just an energy, really, but I do say she or her because it's easier for me to channel that way. So, of course, at the end of the day, just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that does not. Also, if you guys happen to be on a twin flame journey, because I know a lot of my viewers have come into my channel from a twin flame journey. This reading could be for you as well. We will go into some of the divine masculine energies. Now, these masculine energies could just be your own masculine side, or this could be a person outside of you. This reading is not to keep anyone stuck or obsessed on another person. So we're not going to really go into energies such as what does your person think about you, what do they want you to know, etc. I've done readings like that in the past, and even though those can be maybe helpful at times, entertaining, but the repetitive information can sometimes just keep people stuck. And so I've had to make some decisions when it comes to the types of readings that I'm putting out, for the collective. I'm just trying to take responsibility as a reader of, not that I am responsible for people being stuck, but I've said this over and over again, I am responsible for the things that I choose to put out. So I'm just not doing as many types of readings like that. But also, when I have brought through a couple of readings like this the last few weeks, I've had some viewers really say, thank you so much for still tapping into this energy, because not everybody is on the same type of journey. Not everybody is experiencing pain and trauma. And the thing is, sometimes the twin flame journey or the twin flame concept, it can just bring us into our experience. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to brand ourselves as either twin flame or anything like that throughout our journey. I think that spirit works in mysterious ways and somehow gets our attention through specific things. And I think that that really happened for me. I came into my spiritual awakening in 2017 through the twin flame concept, but where I'm at now is not really where I was at in 2017. And that's a good thing, because that just means that I'm growing. But a lot of the things that I thought that I was really strong in, actually, I was quite weak in. I always considered myself being such a shadow worker. I was just really working on my shadows and really aware of my crap. And even though I feel like I'm pretty aware of my crap, that doesn't necessarily mean that I was working on it. And so I think that a lot of my shadows and a lot of my stuff that I was struggling with has really come out in, I don't want to say my content, but my choice to bring forth certain content. And that just might not be where everyone's at. But the thing is, as a creator, as a person that's independent, doing this, I just have to go with where I'm at on my journey. It's not always about everyone else at the same time. And I feel that that's why we have many collectives. If you guys are part of my collective, maybe you're vibing with me, and some of you guys will fall away because you're no longer vibing with me or don't vibe with me at all. There's so many people in this community to choose from, wherever you guys happen to be at on your particular journey. But it's just really, where I'm coming from, I really just want everybody to help themselves and empower themselves at the end of the day. And whether that is focusing on some of those shadows and some of those harsh truths, or even focusing on some of that love and light energy as well, just trying to find the balance in all of it. And I know that sometimes I can be a little bit more shadowy than light. It's just kind of the way that I'm designed, but I am, opening myself up and opening my heart space up. I think my heart chakra has been a little affected. I don't want to say completely blocked, but it's been definitely affected by experiences that I've had, especially these last 4 years, and some traumas and things from my past. But I feel like I am ready to kind of integrate. That's a beautiful word. And this is something that I actually received. I just recently got a reading from a very trusted, well-known reader in the community. Her name is Duchess of Eastwick, and she's on Etsy. No, not Etsy. I'm sorry. She's on Instagram. That's where most of her work is. I know she's done some YouTube stuff here and there, but she's also a reader. She also does twin flame readings and other things as well. And so I just felt guided and called to get a reading with her. And it was really, really nice, because I don't trust a lot of people. And I just felt like there was a resonance guidance there, and she really helped me to just kind of see some things that maybe I already knew, but it was just really good to be able to get that feedback from another person. You know what I mean? And so it was really cool, and it really helped me. And it doesn't mean that, like, now everything's just perfect now just because I got these messages, but it really helped to give me some direction with where I'm going and what's kind of meant for me and things like that. So anyways, I will put her information down below because I really value the information that came through her, as well as just her general energy and presence and who she is and what she stands for in this community. So there is that. But it also really helped me to see, and something that we had discussed yesterday was that I've allowed a lot of my shadow and my trauma that I have not integrated and gone through, like really worked through yet and come to peace with and healed yet, to really affect my judgment on where people are at on their own twin flame journey. And the thing is, even when I made these shifts, I never said twin flames are, a farce, twin flames are false. There have been people out there that have done that. I've seen that. I've seen them go from one extreme to the other. That didn't resonate with me. And it's not that I don't believe in twin flames. It's just for me where I'm at, I'm not necessarily hyper focused on it anymore, or I guess obsessed with it anymore like maybe I once was. And I feel like maybe some people, just with the feedback that I got, as well as some of the personal readings and the people that were coming to me, I could see that people were really struggling and stuck. So I guess I just wanted to kind of explain myself one more time for the record, that I am not against twin flames. I'm not against the concept. But what I am against is continuing to pump out material that's hooking people and keeping people stuck. And so, the incessant, headlines and, what he's thinking about you and all that other stuff. Maybe some people are doing that and they're not necessarily coming from a negative place, or they don't really have that same experience that I do with attracting the clientele. But for me, that's why I made the switch. Okay. So that's why this particular reading, I'm not really using the headline twin flame anymore. But what's funny is that something that Duchess had mentioned to me is that in a way, I kind of like am afraid of that label now. I don't want to be afraid to use that label. I really don't. But divine feminine is what I resonate with for the twin flame journey. So I feel really good with that particular headline, divine feminine. But I have decided that I can still do a reading, and people still do come to me for their soul connections, even though I might not have a lot of those readings available anymore on my Etsy shop. But I feel like I can open myself up to putting up a listing to do a twin flame reading, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more of a twin flame healing reading, and it's not going to be focused on what your divine masculine is thinking about you, what your divine masculine wants you to know. Are you going to end up together? What does the future hold? It's going to be a little bit different. So that's something that I just kind of want to let you guys know that I will be offering in my shop. But it will be under a totally different frequency. So I'm kind of excited about it. I feel like I've kind of had a little bit of a reawakening, with my journey and maybe where some of you guys are at. And hopefully this is resonating. And if you guys are still kind of like on that mode of, I just can't deal with the whole twin flame thing concept at all, I totally get it, because I was actually there at one time too, where I was just like, it's either black or white, yes or no, can't do it, almost like just shoving it out. But being in that black and white thinking hasn't really brought me a lot of peace, and I'm not sure that really brings anyone peace. So I'm just here, I guess, as just kind of try to integrate everything that I've experienced here, and really try to be a little bit more balanced with my approach to these twin flame concept. So anyways, you guys can just be a divine feminine. You guys could just be on your own solo journey, not even focused on any kind of divine masculine or twin flame. It's totally up to you however you want to take this reading. So anyways, you guys, what I'm going to do, since we talked about all of my stuff, we're going to go ahead now and cleanse up this space with some sage. All right, and all the cards I'll be using, I'll let you guys know what they are as I shuffle each deck, and everything as usual will be listed down below. This is a new Organite for me. It is called the Crystal Ball Organite, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. Look at how cute that is. It's so adorable. It's a crystal ball with these cute little red nails. I just freaking love it. So we're just going to clear up everything here. We're going to ask our guides and our angels and spirit, whoever we call upon, whoever we connect with, to be here during this reading to help guide us and bring us the messages that we need to hear today. So obviously I will have put a timestamp down below just in case everyone wanted to skip that. All right, let's get into it, you guys. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to basically see what energy is coming through for this divine feminine currently that is tapping into this reading. Where are the energies currently at? Okay. So I wanted to go into this deck here, or actually two. These are from Aqua Moonlight, and these are the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle and the Secrets of the Lover's Journey Oracle. I like to combine these two decks and see where divine feminine is at right now on the journey. Oh, I love that. How beautiful for the first card coming through for divine feminine. Dreams coming true. Manifestation and vibrations, living blissfully. Yes, I mean, when we are just in our full power, when we feel good, it's amazing the things that start to happen. I've been in some pretty crappy energy lately, and so a lot of things have really just been falling apart. And it's not about faking it or anything like that. I mean, if you're going through a hard time, it is sometimes difficult to just try to remain positive and have a sunny disposition and positive outlook on life. But the thing is, you do realize that vibration is everything. So when you're not happy, a lot of things around you, you're not really going to feel grateful for. You're not going to be able to just see the silver lining in situations. Everything is just going to be doom and gloom. So that negative attitude really does affect everything. And it affects everything that you're working on and everything that you're trying to build. So when it comes to your dreams and the things that you want, it's about stepping into a little bit more of that light, maybe not focusing so much on that shadow. And shadow work is important, you guys. It absolutely is, because when we ignore it, then it starts to build. It starts to, we stuff it down. We don't want to build with it. It'll eventually come back up. Spirit always has a way of bringing it through an experience or a person, so we can really look at that and heal it and clear it and transmute that energy. So we don't want to suppress it, but like I said, I've been so focused on shadow lately that I really haven't made a lot of time for light and just living and being in my bliss and just being truly grateful to be alive. And it's probably just a good time of the month for me because I seem to just kind of fluctuate with my hormones. And right now I'm on a high. And some of you guys might identify with that. And that's a real struggle too. But anyways, dreams coming true. What a beautiful energy to start this reading off with. Spirit is telling us, spend more time doing things that make you feel alive. I used to write, and that's another thing that Duchess brought through her reading. She's like, I'm getting writing for you. And what are you doing with the writing? And I'm like, I stopped writing. I love writing. I love creative writing. And so that's something that I am going to introduce again to my daily practice. And I enjoy it. So that's just a part of being, living in bliss and manifesting my dreams and desires. It gets my creative juices flowing. It gets me thinking. I get a lot of messages from spirit. It's like I'm open. That portal is open for me to receive when I'm doing things that I enjoy doing. So I feel like that's a message for some of you guys, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get another message from one of the other deck. Wow, look at this. It's time. I love this. I want to cry. It's time. It's your time again. It's your time to live. It's your time to be in this blissful state. It's your time to be happy again. Your time for maybe suffering or dark night of the soul or going through maybe a karmic cycle. Doesn't mean it's over forever, but it's over for now. Let's step more into the light. Let's step more into our bliss. Let's just be grateful to be alive. Let's spend more time doing things that make us truly feel blissful, right? I absolutely plan on doing that. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to have a bad day or I'm not going to have a slip up or just like wake up in a slump. But I'm really, really going to try to spend my time focusing on things that make me feel good instead of focusing on things that make me feel stressed, burned out, and just bitter. I'm just tired of it. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because I'm hoping that maybe some of you guys are resonating with that energy as well. You've been going through it, and sometimes it's nice to hear that other people have been struggling with this too. And just a lot of things that are shifting and taking place in the world. You know, a lot of things could be just a little bit more stressful for people at this time as well. So that doesn't help, right? All right, so we're going to go into a little bit of some shadow here and just kind of see what are some things that are coming up that maybe we have been in that cycle of darkness. We've been in that cycle of suffering, or we've been in a cycle where we've just had a really hard time pulling out of it. Let's kind of take a glimpse of that energy. And I'm going to refer to this as the past because I'm really getting that it's time for us to clear it up. It's time for us to either finally address it or finally drop the story, because really a lot of times the stories that we tell ourselves about just things or even people, we make a lot of assumptions that aren't true. So it kind of reminds me of the Four Agreements book by Don Miguel Ruiz, I think is the name. Wonderful book as well. And it really talks about don't make assumptions. That I believe that's one of the Four Agreements. Because when we make assumptions that we know what other people are thinking or doing, or why they're doing it, or what they're thinking about us, etc., it's like a living hell. And I can speak from personal experience that I've made a lot of assumptions, and I know that a lot of people have made assumptions about me too. But it's our own story. It doesn't mean that that's the right story. It doesn't even mean that it's true. Okay? It doesn't even mean that it's true. So let's see what some of that shadow energy could be about. This is called the Denied Shadow Oracle by Four of Wands Tarot. We have irresponsible, unreliable, reckless, and careless. Wow. Talk about making an assumption about someone. How many times, have you done this where you have put an expectation on someone? Okay. Let's just say you expected that someone would pick up the phone when you called them, or that somebody would do something to show their appreciation for something that you did for them, but it just didn't happen. And we assume that this person doesn't care. They're careless, they're reckless, or we write them off as just being irresponsible or somebody that is just a total flake. And it doesn't mean those things couldn't be true. But the thing is, why are we always so quick to jump to that conclusion? And I'll tell you why. Because some of us have in the past, excuse me, some of us have in the past dealt with people that were careless, that were reckless, that did not have our best interest at heart, that did hurt us, that did wound us, that may have been, let's just say, narcissistic. But that doesn't mean that everyone moving forward is going to be under that same cloud. But when we don't clear this, when we don't heal these wounds and these issues, we now take this reckless energy by classifying everyone as a narcissist or classing everyone else as careless. They don't care about me. They don't love me. No one will meet my needs. This is a perpetuating story that could just go on for eternity, infinity. But Spirit's saying, wait, take a time out. Look at the cycle. Look at how you keep ending up in the same relationship over and over again, or the same friendship over and over again. I'm speaking from experience on both of those, by the way. And you start to look at it and say, again, it's not about blaming ourselves, but we have to take some responsibility, you guys, because we have irresponsible. We've got to take some responsibility for what's going on here. It's not always everyone else. Sometimes it is us. And what I mean by that is sometimes it's our unhealed wounds that are responsible for our continued suffering and the things that keep showing up in our pathway. So in a way, Spirit is telling us we are here to actually live a blissful life. And Spirit is saying, we want this for you. We want you to live in this vibration of bliss. But the only thing that is holding you back is your pain, is your shadow. It's time. So some of you guys, it's time to address this. It's time to seek a professional. It's time to get that therapy, whatever that looks like. It's time to start taking care of you. It's time for you to address why you're spending all of your time or spinning your wheels and getting nowhere, and you're continuously being unhappy and miserable. It's time for you to perhaps give up on trying to make it work with someone else. Let's try to focus on how to make life work with us. We're so busy sometimes trying to figure out how we're going to fix a relationship that we don't even take the time to figure out how we're going to fix the relationship that we have with ourselves, which is so freaking important. So that's where I'm at, you guys. I've got to fix this relationship that I have with myself. I have so much, that self-loathing energy, the weight that I've gained, the decisions that I've made, just the things that I've allowed to happen in my life. I never cry on camera, like ever. Anyways, it's real. It's raw. It's hard, but it's time. It's time to love yourself. And that's just where I'm at. Whew. Anyways, that came out of nowhere, and that never happened. So, I think that my heart chakra it's open, and it's been a long time coming, but it's time. And I just think that Spirit is using me right now to hopefully open you guys up to kind of realizing that relationship that we have with ourselves and all that self-judgment and just all that stuff. It's not working. It's like our lives have become unmanageable. And maybe that's not your story, you guys. So if this is not you, no worries. It's not, it's not for you today. It's cool. But I was talking to my friend Michelle from Wing and Bell, and I'm like, I'm dropping a lot of names here because there's just a lot of things that are resonating with me right now. My friend Michelle from Wing and Bell, who's the one that creates all my Organites here, her and I have known each other for years, and we've gone through so much together. And we were just talking yesterday on the phone, and we were talking about how certain things have become unmanageable, right? And that's how you know that it's time. It's time to do something. It's time to address it. It's time to get better. It's time to get back to being happy. And the only way that can happen is through you, not through another person, through you. And other people that show up for us, it is a way to mirror back to us things that we need to look at. And so I really honor that the twin flame journey brought me to that, literally brought me to my knees with certain things that I had going on. And there were certain people that I met and also attached, to that twin flame concept. And it really actually helped me. So I will forever be grateful. I really will. I'll forever be grateful for that because it really helped me to get to the place where I'm at today. So that is what my twin flame experience has been, is it's really helped me on my path back to myself. So it's a beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be a negative. So now we're going to go into my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot and just kind of see what we're cycling out. What are we cycling out, you guys? Yeah, look at that. Wow. You know what's interesting too? So Spirit's just amazing right now. There's this thing, and I'm sitting here with my daughter yesterday, who's my little business sidekick. We're just doing a lot of things right now. She's really helping me just kind of get my foot back into creating things. Really, guys, we got some fighting cats here. Talk about boiling point. Anyways, so she sent me, we were sitting here and she was listening to the podcast, and she's like, "Hey Mom, this is a really cool podcast." And it's this lady named Mel Robbins. And she says, "Yeah, I'm just really resonating with this." So she sent it over to me and I was listening to it. And it was really cool because it was talking about every day when you wake up, you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, "I'm showing up for you today. I'm going to show up for you. How can I show up for you?" And you tell yourself how you're going to show up for yourself. And then you give yourself a high five. I did that for the first time this morning. And now we have this mirror. So instead of looking at myself in the mirror like I do every day and just hate myself because I've gotten so heavy. I instead looked at myself and I changed the narrative. I changed it. And instead I said, how am I going to show up for you? How am I going to be there for you today? I'm going to be there for you today by being your cheerleader. I'm going to tell you how great you are. I'm going to tell you how much, you're appreciated and how much I appreciate you and all the things that you do for yourself and all the things you do for your family, etc. And it was great. So here I am, a mess, but it's a good thing because I think that a lot of that rage now is starting to filter out. A lot of that rage, a lot of like pent up stuff, like the 10 of Wands it's the straw that broke the camel's back. And so the reading, talking to my friend Michelle, and the podcast, it's like, whoa, amazing. It was the breaking point for me. And it's exactly what I needed. And maybe that's what some of you guys are experiencing as well. So let's go ahead and get one more card. Yeah, look at that. Eight of Torment, Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is being so stuck. Eight of Swords is being stuck in your own head. Talk about torment. You're entangled in your own mind. You're telling yourself the same story over and over again, and it's not working. It's not getting you anywhere. It's not helping you. The narrative is not helping you. All of that bitterness, all of that story of, this person did me wrong or this wasn't fair. It wasn't helping me. It might not be helping you guys either, Yes, we need to acknowledge that things have happened. We're not trying to deny it or pretend it didn't happen by putting a love and light Band-Aid on it, right? I forgive everyone. If you don't feel that way, it's not going to work, okay? And that's a part of this. I shouldn't say it's a podcast, actually. This is a YouTube video, and I'll link it down below, actually. I think that'll be really helpful for some of you guys. But it's talking about why you can't stop procrastinating and how to trick your brain into shifting narratives, into shifting and adopting new neural pathways, or however they were explaining it. And so it doesn't just happen. Like when you say a mantra, you don't believe it because you don't believe it. So it's almost worthless to say things that you don't believe. But this is talking about using like this movement and knowing that this high five, when you give someone a high five, there's nothing negative about that. You're never giving someone a high five, and she talks about this and says, I hate you. You're giving a high five to somebody and saying, awesome, good job. It's always connected to a positive. So this part of this exercise that you do every single day, that's why you do the high five, is because it's retraining you by associating it with something that is absolutely positive no matter what you're thinking. It's pretty cool. So anyways, now that I'm done with that episode, that is what is coming through. Yes, it's definitely my energy, but Spirit does utilize us readers sometimes to help some of you guys that might be suffering in a similar way, on your journeys. So it is time for us to take responsibility. It's time for us to, deal with this once and for all. Let's cycle it out. I also love circles because circles remind me of cycles. And so I feel like that is just concluding it. It's time for us to zip up the story. Let's stop saying it. Let's actually stop complaining about it as well and stop talking about it. And what I mean by that is when you say negative things. If some of you need to talk to a therapist, that's not the same thing that I'm talking about. But I'm talking about chronically complaining to your family or your friends or anybody that will listening, or chronically looking at yourself and saying, oh, you're so fat, you make me sick. Things like that. Zip the lip. It's what we're getting here. Zip the freaking lip, because Spirit is listening. The universe is listening to your vibration. You see this? Spirit is listening to your vibration, and Spirit is manifesting off of your vibration. The universe doesn't know either way. Negative energy, positive energy. Energy is energy. It's just responding to your vibration of your energy and manifesting from the energy. That's why it's so important for us to step into this more empowering energy. I love this. It's beautiful. All right. So now let's go ahead and take a look at if you guys are on a twin flame journey, or if you are connected to a masculine, or this could, of course, just be your own masculine energy. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what is the masculine energy of this twin flame journey, this twin flame concept, etc. Let's look at this. All right, we're going to go into my twin flame journey oracle. Wow, we have summer. That's beautiful. The summer energy. It's very light. We also have offer. We have mirroring. And we have fifth dimension. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see all those cards. I'll move them real quick. Actually, I'll go ahead and move the camera here. That might actually just be a little bit easier here. I'll move the camera just over slightly. Beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and clarify with some tarot, but I'm already getting just some really, really positive energy here. So it could be, of course, a time frame, even though time, you guys, is very fluid. Time is constantly shifting and changing, which is why a lot of, future predictions, it's not really accurate because people have free will. You have free will to change your vibration, and so does the masculine. So what's being offered to you, to me, this is just summer energy. Summer is high vibes, positive vibes, being out in the sun. It's usually a sunnier time, a happier time. We get outdoors, we're more active during the summer months. And so I just feel like there's a lot to be offered right now through connecting with the masculine. Outdoors, there's a mirroring of energy. If some of you guys have been feeling quite low, it doesn't mean you're responsible for your masculine's experience, but if both parties, both counterparts are down, this is a way that we can start to raise the vibration from this higher dimension, okay? Some of you guys might not be seeing your masculine or even dealing with your masculine in a 3D sense. This may just be a 5D connection right now. So there could be separation. But there's a lot being offered right now from this 5D sense. So I'm seeing here that this masculine is really looking to connect with the feminine in this higher vibrational energy. So this is about going within and maybe doing some communication or meditation or even just forgiveness and having those conversations with the masculine and shifting the vibration to a higher place. So if a lot of this negative energy that you guys have been experiencing with the masculine, if that's your story, I feel like you guys have an opportunity to turn this around. And this is something that may actually shift. It's not saying you're doing this to get this. You're going to do it for yourself first and foremost. But anybody that you're connected to in a negative way, it's just not good for anybody. So this is about shifting the energy, shifting the vibration, raising the vibration of this connection. And I'm getting here what actually comes through, because remember, this is about manifestation. What manifests from this could be a happy offer, a positive offer. It could be a masculine that is now ready to come towards the feminine, ready to offer her what it is that they are both looking for, coming from a higher frequency, higher vibration. So the masculine right now is in this energy. I feel kind of ready for the feminine to forgive him, or ready for the feminine to work with him in this higher vibrational way. This will really help both of you, and it will be very therapeutic for both of you. So do you see how healing that is already? It's so beautiful. So let's go ahead and go into the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. Look, Page of Swords, thoughts. So, of course, there could be a message here that's coming, but I'm getting here more of a telepathic communication with that 5D energy being over here, okay? It's like if you guys have been in a negative place or really been feeling down with the masculine, having a lot of judgments, unforgiveness, bitterness, whatever this is, once you start shifting this vibration, I'm getting here, you're going to feel a lot better. Actually, both of you are going to feel a lot better. And even if it doesn't transpire anything or create anything or manifest anything in the 3D world, I'm getting here, we're not doing things to get, we are doing things to feel some kind of peace. So if anything, that's what's being offered to the feminine right now, is to get in a good place. And some of you guys might already be in a beautiful place with your masculine, so this would not apply to you. But this right here is saying it's so important, this forgiveness. It's so important to let this light in. And it's not about deluding yourself. Delusion and, expectation. Well, if I do this and get in a good place and he doesn't reach out, well, then now I'm pissed off all over again. That's not the way it works. That's not the unconditional love. Unconditional love means I'm in such a state of just light and love and forgiveness and unconditional love with my counterpart, my masculine, that I don't ever expect to be with him or her in this lifetime. I'm okay with that. I am just blessed to have been touched by this experience. This experience helps me to become a better person. This is why it was offered from the universe in the first place. This is a gift. So it is about accepting this gift with no expectations. There's no expectations of union, as in a physical union. Can you be in this union, in this 5D sense? You absolutely can. Not everybody is, because there's still that separation, even in that higher vibration, like in that higher dimension. Because we're fragmented, we're all over the place because of our pain, because of our trauma, because of our issues, our unforgiveness, right? All the things that happened here. So when you start putting the pieces together and you start becoming whole again, you're going to be at peace with this divine masculine, okay? You will. But it's going to require some going within, meditation, maybe astral travel, doing some sort of hypnosis, or just something that's going to help you to change the story, shift the story, and also shift your vibration. You're going to feel that when you're at peace with this masculine, you're no longer going to need him. That's important. You're no longer going to need him or her, because that need is that dependency. That need is that I need you to be happy. That's that dependency. This kind of a connection is not about need. It is about turning inwards towards yourself. That's the offer of the twin flame journey. That's how I've always resonated with the twin flame journey, is that it's a journey of the self. It's not necessarily a physical union. Not everybody sees it that way. That's okay, because not everybody sees religion the same way either. So we don't have to agree. That's just my journey. Maybe that's some of yours too. I don't know. And maybe some of us are meant for physical union, and others, maybe that's not what it's about. So there's something divine being offered here, but it might just not be in the way that we always thought, and that's okay. So do unto others and be in the energy that you would want someone else to be in the energy towards you. It's funny. I was actually talking to my daughter the other day, and we were talking about how, we've had dreams before of ex-partners, and we're still with that partner. And it's like, it's a nightmare. You're trapped. You can't get out. And then you wake up and you're just like, oh my God, what a relief, right? What a relief that I'm no longer in that situation. It was awful. It was terrible. And we were talking about how, what if somebody had the same feeling about us? Oh my God, how awful would that be? That someone would be so traumatized waking up from a dream that they were still with us. I mean, we were just laughing uncontrollably just at the thought, because it's like, oh my God, right? So I realized, wow, it's like sometimes what you give is what you get. Like the way that your energy is can sometimes be mirrored in another. So I'm using that as an analogy right now, because if you're in a real negative, just crappy space with masculine, just imagine where he's at with you. So this is about purifying your own energy for the goodness of both of you. So that way you guys can both be in this beautiful energy together. And just because you're in that beautiful energy together does not guarantee union. I think there's a misconception here. But it guarantees peace. It guarantees unconditional love. It guarantees bliss. And you living your best life. You living blissfully. That's what it's about. Okay? Very deep stuff here. Yeah, look at that. We have 5 of Cups, old wounds. I mean, of course this is coming up. The offer is go into it. Lean into it. Do the work. Do the shadow work. A lot of you guys have already been doing it. Lean into these wounds. These wounds have something to teach you. This person, if you identify this person as a twin flame, your divine masculine, or your counterpart on this journey right now, there is something through these wounds that have taught you so much. It's giving you an opportunity to clear something on such a profound, deep level. So that's what we have. We have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords here is the stuck energy. So the mirroring aspect is stuck right now. There's not a flow. So this right here to me is telling us that this has something to do with how the masculine is in his energy right now, where the masculine is at right now. This masculine is obviously connected to the feminine through energy, through wounds, through stuck energy, through thoughts, through telepathy, through higher vibration, through all of these things. It's almost like a roller coaster of emotions is what I'm seeing here. But I'm getting here that this masculine is actually stuck. He might still be blind. And it's not about saying, oh, the divine feminine is so evolved and the masculine is just always 2 steps behind. I know that that's a story that goes around a lot too in the collective. And that's not really the story I'm pushing here. The story really is that there is a stuck energy between masculine and feminine. So feminines, do not only yourselves a favor, but this person that you're connected to, whether it's a title of twin flame or not, it does not matter. We don't really care about the labels here. But if you're connected to this person and your journey and everything that you've been going through, there's a connection to this person. Do yourself a favor by addressing these wounds and clearing them and healing from them, learning from them, taking what you can from them, and then forgiving this person. This will actually help to clear up some of the stuck energy that your person has towards you as well. Okay? So that's why I feel like we're really being asked right now to go to this higher state of consciousness with this connection. Try not to look at it from a lens of 3D. You got to look at it from a 5D lens. And we have the 5 of Wands. We have 2 5s here, you guys. So there's, oh, look, 5, 5, and 5. 5, 5, 5. So 5 in my Signs from Spirit Love Oracle is all about a change in direction. Okay? It's about closing something out, letting something go. So something can change, something can heal. Look at that hair. It looks like a little feather. Anyways, but we have conflict and competition. I do feel like this is where the energy is stuck between feminine and masculine right now. It's just a little stuck. It's kind of like, I'm not budging. I'm not forgiving. I'm not forgetting. You know, I can't reach out. She won't forgive. He won't forgive. Whatever this is. This is about energetically clearing this up from a higher conscious level. From a higher dimensional level, we're going to clear this up. We're going to clear it up. We're going to work on it. So if some of you guys are stuck in 3D where there's no communication or things are just continuously a wreck, you can do this energetic work on your own for not only yourself, but you can also do it for the connection. Now, you can't do the masculine's work for him or her. But what you can do is you can clear up the energy on your end, causing it to be a little bit more of a flow, causing it to be a little bit less intimidating or a little less blocked. That's what I'm seeing here. Beautiful. I'm loving this. So I hope that you guys are getting something positive from this reading so far. So why don't we see what the universe is basically asking feminine right now to basically focus on, besides getting to a good place with her masculine. Let's see what the universe is asking feminine to do, how to utilize her time in a positive way, how to shift her vibration in a positive way. Let's take a look at that. This right here is called the Soul Activation Oracle deck by Rising Sun Oracle. Wow, throat chakra, humble. I like this because to me, this is telling me, divine feminines, you have to be humble with no communication. And I know that's one of the hardest things on this journey is if you're dealing with someone that's not communicating to you, somebody that's cutting you off. There's a variety of reasons why you would cut someone off, okay? Sometimes we have to cut people off because we can't deal with it. We don't have the tools, okay? We don't have the tools to deal with what's going on. Sometimes we have to cut people off because there's something toxic that they're doing that's creating a lot of unhappiness and a lot of misery for us. Sometimes you just have to disconnect from toxic things or toxic people or people that are just stuck in a toxic cycle. And sometimes it's just some things are better left unsaid. So we have to be humble with where we're at with our voice. So if some of you guys have something that you feel like you need to say, get it off your chest, okay? We have to ask ourselves, is it going to be helpful for me to reach out to someone? And this is just a scenario. Reach out to someone that said, please don't contact me, or I don't wish to talk to you, or they've even taken it a step further and they've blocked you. That's usually not someone that is open to communication. So we do have to be respectful of people when they set a boundary. If someone's not returning your call, that's also something that we need to be humble about. We need to be humble that everybody takes different amount of time and deals with things differently. Just because you're ready to discuss things doesn't mean the other person is. We have to be humble enough to know the difference. And also, too, if you find yourself getting upset when you feel like you have something to communicate, I want to tell this person that I forgive them. I want to tell this person that I love them. And you're met with ignore or block or maybe even some horrible words. And then you get upset. You weren't coming from a place of unconditional love. You were expecting something. You were expecting communication. You were not just reaching out just because you felt like you wanted to. You were reaching out to get something. So if you're upset now because you did not get what you had hoped, that's something for you to work on. So Spirit is saying we got to get humble with either no communication, or if we do need to get something off our chest, we either communicate it if the energy field is open, taking the risk that it might not go the way we want it to, or we have to respect people's boundaries. So if we have something to say, maybe we do a ritual, we write it on a piece of paper, we get it out, we burn it, we talk to a therapist, a trusted friend, etc. But we don't continue to chase this person, hunt them down, continue to send them text message after text message, or stalk their social media or whatever, trying to get information, okay? When we do that, that's just crazy making. So we have to be humble with where we're at, with our truth, what we've said, what we haven't said, and anything that we need to say now. We have to be in a good place. I'm getting here that some of you guys want someone to know either how sorry you are, or vice versa. You really want an apology from this divine masculine and you have not gotten it. You have to be humble with the fact that not everybody has the tools that they need to in order to make that apology. Some people just cannot find the words. They cannot articulate. It's easier to put your head in the sand, or it's easier to make excuses or even blame you or other people. There's so many behaviors that go along with why people don't do certain things. Sometimes people just feel, you know what, that some things are better left unsaid. I'm in a situation like that. Right now, I'm not sure that conversation or communication would be helpful at this point. You know, it doesn't mean I don't love this person. I do. It doesn't mean that I don't miss this person, because I do. But sometimes things are just better left not said. Maybe forever, maybe for a time. I don't know. Sometimes you just need time to heal. Sometimes you need time to think. Sometimes you need time to come to your own conclusion. But continuing to push someone, push, that doesn't fix anything and it doesn't help any situation. So that's our first indication to divine feminine. And it's not to say you guys have been pushy, but being in an okay place with not being in communication, not getting that communication, somebody not, validating you. We have to learn to validate ourselves and to be in a state of forgiveness and humble energy within ourselves without someone else doing something or not doing something. That's the key here. That's the key. All right, this is my Divine Feminine Healing Oracle. What else? We have composure. I remain calm under pressure, even when other people are trying to engage me in conflict. What I want you guys to know is that this is actually going into what we were just talking about, okay? sometimes when we push people and they're not ready, or we've said, I want you to leave me alone, and someone's not respecting your wishes, don't you get irritated? Don't you just want to flip out and lash out? Sometimes that happens. So we need to be careful. We need to respect people's boundaries. Because if we don't, sometimes people cannot always stay calm. They'll flip out and they will say something horrible that maybe they don't even mean, because you're not respecting their boundaries, their wishes. This works for you guys as well. If someone is trying to push you for communication, or this, let's just say divine masculine wants to talk, or somebody connected to the divine masculine wants to talk to you, and you feel deep down inside that that's not going to lead anywhere good, you need to respect your feelings. You need to respect your intuition, and maybe perhaps not engage in it at all. Maybe no response is better than anything, or a simple response, or like I said, none at all. So sometimes less is more, or nothing at all is best for the time being. So we have to be humble, and we have to remain calm, and we have to resist our need to pressure someone to talk, because not everybody wants to talk when we're ready to talk. We have to respect it. I don't know how much more clear that can get, but we have to respect it. What else is Spirit telling us? This right here is called the Spooky Boo Halloween deck by Fire Witch Tarot. Just feeling it. I'm just feeling it. I'm always feeling Halloween. Jaded. Damn. Look at that. Again, we can go through our entire lives, you guys, feeling freaking jaded. We absolutely can. But it doesn't do us any good. It doesn't feel good in the long run. That's not the kind of vibration that's going to bring you this. Let me find the card. Somebody that's jaded is not going to be in this energy. You're going to feel down. You're going to feel out. You're going to feel like this person right here. Nobody wants to really be in that energy. So what are we jaded about? What's the jade energy about? This is my twin flame journey shadows. What is the jaded energy about? Yeah, we have walking away. See, we feel jaded because either we had to walk away, so someone pushed us to a point where you had no choice. You had to walk away. So we're pissed. We're pissed because we didn't really want to do that, but we didn't have a choice. Or someone walked away from us, and we are so freaking jaded that somebody could just abandon us, or just stop talking to us, or just stop loving us when they said that they were so into you or loved you, or that you were so important to them at one time. How could someone walk away from you after saying all of those things? That can create that jaded feeling. That's a trauma. And it's very easy to take that trauma into all of your other situations in life. So that's why it's very important that we start stepping more into the truth of things instead of constantly creating these stories that might not even be true because we're so jaded, okay? Also, too, maybe the divine masculine that you're dealing with is jaded by his own or her own abandonment issues and walks away before they can be abandoned. It's not an excuse, but it's something that could be a possibility. Sometimes that's a program that people develop in their lives. I'm never going to get hurt ever again. So I'm going to sabotage and destroy everything first before someone can beat me to the punch. There are people out there like that. Okay? So know that we, as well as the masculine, we've got some healing. We've got some things that we need to do. All right? That's just the bottom line. We've got some things we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and end this reading with just some final messages from Spirit. Okay? Final messages from Spirit. This right here is the Soul Purpose Oracle cards by Divine Essential. What are the parting messages that Spirit want us to know? Oh my God. I am telling you, Spirit is on fire for me in this reading right now. This is also something else when I was talking to Duchess yesterday when we were doing that, the reading, and she was, bringing through channeled information. She says, do you do automatic writing? Like my mom does, actually. Even though she's a born again Christian, she does automatic writing. But I don't do automatic writing. I thought to myself, well, I love to write. I'm going to go ahead and try my hand at it. So that is very cool that that's coming through. So this is really telling us here that we can channel through writing. And I also think too that writing is therapeutic. So this is about journaling. This is about writing down your thoughts. This would also be about writing things down ritualistically and then maybe burning them as a way of purifying your energy or kind of speaking your truth without hurting other people or affecting situations that maybe don't need to be messed with right now. This will actually help us to really clear the frequencies. This will really clear up any kind of jammed frequencies. This will really also help to open up portals for spirit to come through, because spirit does want to deliver us messages and teach us something. But this is a way to open up that channel. And that's something that I am planning on doing on a daily basis, a daily practice. So we've got this all things intuitive messages of love cards. Let's see what else Spirit wants us to know. All right. So there you guys have it. If some of you guys, and I don't do confirmations, again, labels really don't matter to me. And it's up for debate, when a card pops through, is that really telling you this is this or this is that? Take it as it resonates for you, you guys. I'm just going to look at it. There you go. I don't need to even say it to you. If this is something that you felt you wanted to know, you feel like this is Spirit's way of giving you this information today, then I want you to take it. Okay? It's just for you. It's just for you. And now we're going to go into this deck here. This is from Angelic Revelation 144. This is the Universal Heart Oracle. Let's see what else Spirit wants us to know. Oh, I love that. That's really beautiful. A new friend or romantic interest is likely to come closer to you. This may make you feel nervous and excited because this is an unexpected deepening of emotions. It says you want to present your best self. Spirit reminds you to just be genuine, your most authentic self. That's just funny. You magnetically attract this person just by being yourself. Their captivation is obvious, and this person will be a beautiful addition to your life. So to me, this is frequency, because we're raising our vibration and we're just doing what we love to do, and we're just being authentic, which is something else that came up in the reading yesterday for me. Just be yourself, Angela. Just be authentic. Just be who you are. The rest will come. There it is. So when we open ourselves up to just being ourselves, and we don't have all these fears of being judged or being misconstrued or whatever, and we're just letting the energy flow, that's when we're open again to the experience. And that's where I feel like the shield that I've had up for so long is now starting to kind of come away here. It's starting to come away. So new friends, people that you guys meet right now, or maybe even a new person that you kind of have an attraction to or romantic interest in. Somebody may come into your life. We never want to close ourselves off just because we have this kind of experience. We don't want to close ourselves off to some of the beautiful things that we're meant to experience. Remember, you guys, we're meant to live our bliss here. We're meant to live our bliss. So, whatever that looks like for you, don't ever shame yourself for what you want to experience and what you'd like to feel in this life. Don't ever let another person say you can't do this and you can't do that because of this. Okay? Unless that's your own choice, but don't shame yourself for loving life and living life blissfully. Nothing wrong with that. All right, and we're going to end this reading with my twin flame angel numbers. 101. It's kind of like self-love 101. That's it. Caring for your overall health is a necessary tool on your journey. Love yourself a little bit more today. Yes, that's really what it's all about, you guys. Love yourselves more than you ever have. Fall in love with yourself. Another thing that was said yesterday in my reading. I just love it. 7-11. So it does say progress is being made in your connection despite what you are seeing in the 3D world. Remember, that already came up. What you're seeing in the 3D world, let's discard that for now. It's not about us ignoring reality, okay? If someone's saying no, they're saying no. If someone is with someone else, they're with someone else. That's not a lie. That's true. But where you're energetically at, it doesn't really kind of matter so much in the 3D world. Where you're really connecting and residing with this connection in this person is in the 5D energy. So it's about kind of focusing there instead, doing some of your work and your healing and connecting with this person in that 5D sense. The 3D energy might be all screwed up right now, but that's not really where our focus needs to be, okay? And our last one, 221111. Look, guys, you can't make this up. Visions in your third eye are coming in the form of telepathic waves from your twin flame. Remember how important it is to communicate that telepathy, being in this 5D energy, mirroring. There's something being offered in the 5D sense. There it is, you guys. So anyways, I really hope that this reading was helpful and healing to some of you out there that connected with the messages. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching, you guys. All right. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.